Good morning. It's great to be with you here. I wanted to give you just a little bit of an overview of the Japanese American Leadership Delegation that I had a chance to serve on in 2019. Totally a life-changing event that occurred, and you'll have an opportunity, in fact, to see that in just a bit. I'll tell you a little bit, first of all, as we get slides prepared as to how this occurred. Most of the Japanese are located on the coasts. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who's one of the sponsors of this, strategically, as Consul General Shiga just said, wanted to come inland. And in fact, one of my associates, Vicky Sakurada Shepler, is from Nebraska. Vicky, take a look at her. She's waving in the back there. From Kearney, Nebraska. She is also, of course, located inland. The philosophy from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is that as they create connections in America, that probably one of the prime areas that they can focus on are the Japanese Americans, because they already have an affiliation with Japan. So as a consequence, I had an opportunity to serve on that, and I'm grateful to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, grateful to the U.S.-Japan Council and all the things that they're doing to be able to bring us together. I was working with a colleague, and he made an interesting comment. He said, "Andy, do you know what the purpose of communication is?" As I thought about why do we communicate one with another, his answer was this: it's to build relationships. As I thought about that particular message, I thought about us connecting here together, to be able to share information together, to be able to take a globe, to be able to shrink it, to be able to make it one. This is our Japanese American Leadership Delegation, and I'm interested to introduce them to you. First of all, Mariko Silver from New York City. So say hi to Mariko. Kurt Osaki, who is from Kauai and Honolulu, Hawaii. Kyle Nakamoto. Kyle, raise your hand high. Kyle is from the Detroit, Michigan area. Next, we have Bryce Suzuki from Phoenix, Arizona. Next, we have Mark Nakagawa, who is from the Washington, D.C. area. Kelly Yamasaki, raise your hand. Kelly from Denver, Colorado. And then we've got Britt Yamasaki, who is Yamamoto. Oh, I never get those names correct. They all sound alike to me, but anyway. Britt Yamamoto from Seattle, Washington. One of our colleagues from Fresno, California was unable to be here because she's taking care of her father. We've got just a great group. This gives you an idea of the group. There are 6 out of the 10 that have PhD degrees. There are 6 out of the 10, a different group, who are CEOs of organizations. And we all had an opportunity to gather, and I'll share with you just quickly about our experience. We had an opportunity to meet with various corporate organizations. This is an organization that takes budding CEOs and it brings them together with the JALD. And as a consequence, you can see these, so Hitachi would be in there, Mitsubishi would be in there, Toyota. These are the individuals that we met with. We talked about economics, we talked about government, we talked about different management styles. Those are some of the things that we had an opportunity to discuss. You probably can't see them very well there, but those are the delegates that are in the picture there. In fact, I'm the motley one over on the right-hand side there. This is the Secretary of State, Pompeo, and he's meeting with Kono Taro, who is from, of course, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. At that time was the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We had an opportunity, in fact, to have dinner with him. And this is the picture afterward with Mr. Taro. Interestingly enough, there's roots to the governor of Kumamoto-ken. He actually came to the United States as a youth to be a cowboy. And he actually landed in Burley, Idaho, of all places. Governor Kabashima, in fact, graduated from the University of Nebraska, is where he came from. And we had an opportunity, as you can see, to meet with him. So ties again. We had an opportunity to meet with Princess Takamoto. What a great opportunity to meet some of the royal family. One of the words of advice that she gave to each one of us as she looked at us as Japanese Americans, she said, when you're Japanese, and you're always welcome here in Japan. We had a great opportunity to visit with her, and in fact, you can see there's a picture of us with her. Now I'll close with this particular remark. This is Keiho Akiyama. And then he, in fact, works in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He's a speechwriter and wrote much of, in fact, Prime Minister Abe's talks. And he also did a lot for Mr. Kono as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I had an opportunity to sit by him twice in different luncheon events. I remember it was March of 2019, and I remember him telling me that he was preparing because President Trump wanted to watch sumo. In fact, you can see that this is the American Cup that's being presented to the great sumo wrestler Asanoyama at that particular event. This is, in fact, Mr. Akiyama, who's over on the right, cleaning up after the event at the venue. As I was talking with Mr. Akiyama, I told him, I said, your father must be extremely proud of the things that you're doing. As I looked at him and saw if he were my son and doing those things, I thought that that would be a tremendous thing. An interesting thing occurred to me. This, in fact, as you can see, is an email that I received from Kohei of March 2019. I would have never understood this, but you can read, indeed, my father passed away 4 years ago. I cannot talk with him as to my current task at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then when you said to me last week, if you are my son, I am very proud of you. I could not express my feelings simply, but it was my great delight, definitely. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for you. Thank you very much again. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Kohei Akiyama. Regardless of where we're at in the world, whether we're in the United States or whether we're in Japan, hearts are hearts, and they can be connected. What would it be like to have a world of hearts knit close together? Those are the things that we have an opportunity to do here, and that was the type of opportunity I was afforded through the Japanese American Leadership Delegation of 2019. Thank you very much. I look forward to visiting with you. Ed.